I've been tongue-kissing regret with the peppermint burn, eggnog breath, staring candles like I'm waiting my turn. Shots look festive when they light through their teeth, red and green like Christmas lights strangling me. I double down with a bow on my head. Shorty love for liquidity, now I'm leveraged in debt. Tell myself I'm due for a bounce, say it twice for effect, but my broker knows my name and he's not impressed. I've been writing checks my brain can't clear, selling hope on margin, washing it down with cheap if self-destruction pay dividends. I'd retire tonight, but I lace up my boots like I'm ready to hug. I'm the red on your screen you swore was green, the ghost of a trade that you still believe. I'm a mess, but I swear I'll get paid. Every scar's just a dip I aggressively trade. I keep buying my flaws like they're Christmas drops. They tank, but damn, I love watching chaos pop. And if I crash, I'll crash with flair. Holy shit, I'm going somewhere. I chase volatility like it owes me affection. Set my stop loss exactly where I bury reflection. Burn through friends like I burn through support. Turn group therapy to earnings reports. I don't want gains, I want narrative arcs. I want fireworks, sirens, a villain whisper, scream YOLO and disco play. God with my stack, now I'm praying to Powell in a Santa hat. I got rich in my head, broke in my sock. Got trapped with my conscience used to talk. This ain't luck, it's a seasonal fall, but I draw it in crayon like I planned it all. I'm the red on your screen you swore was green, the gambler who claps when the sleigh hits the trees. I'm a mess, but I swear I get paid. Every scar's just a dip on the chart I trade. I keep buying my flaws like they Christmas drops. They tank, but damn, I love watching chaos pop. And if I crash, I'll crash with flair. Holy shit, I'm going somewhere. This is the part where I lose it again. Text my ex like a trade, I defend. It's a hedge, not a relapse. I type through my teeth while the candle keeps burning underneath. Check the halls with the lies, I tell myself, fa la 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 la, margin call hell. I'm not reckless, I'm festively cursed. If this lay, it's the wall, hit it in reverse. I'm the red on your screen you swore was green, the Christmas crash you refuse to see. I'm a mess, but I swear I'll get paid. Every scar's just a dip on the chart I trade. I keep buying my flaws like they're Christmas drops. They tank, but damn, I love watching chaos pop. And if I crash, I'll crash with flair. Holy shit, I'm going somewhere.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show. It is a beautiful Monday, December the 22nd, and we're here to chit-chat about maybe, just maybe, Santa Claus is coming to town. The market looking very, very, very strong this morning, especially in the world of equities, but noteworthy in what's happening in commodities. I don't know if you guys have been seeing what's going on with gold, what's going on with silver, what's going on in that particular world in a general sense. It is ripping to new all-time highs. And honestly, the equities market is not far behind. So, of course, I'll be getting into that, explaining what's going on, giving a breakdown in the holistic picture, overall market, and really kind of overall what's happening in commodities right now. We do have some individual equity news that I'm going to quickly get into as well. But right now, there's an interesting play as of this morning where you're seeing Captain Condor has returned. Captain Condor has been MIA. If you don't know what that is, it's this group, a large player. Well, I should say large in terms of the financial bet, and it's condor position, 0 DTE. They have sold calls above, they have sold puts below, and most of the time, this play has a huge influence on the market, and it kind of adds guardrails to the 0 DTE session. But as of this morning, this player is already getting pressured and the market's not even open yet. So I want to be breaking that down, because if that position gets blown out, there's a very good chance that the overall market, the S&P 500, gets all the way back up to 6,900. And remember, the all-time high is 6,920, which would be putting us right there for a new record high as we are waiting for the fat man to come down the chimney. So there's a lot of exciting things going on right now. I'm going to attempt to do my job and get you guys prepped up for what to pay attention to. I know we're a couple days out from a holiday, so maybe if we make some astute decisions today, some shrewd decisions today, maybe we could even pay off those presents. But folks, before we get to all that, I hope you had a great weekend, whatever you got up to. I know I missed out on Friday, so at least for me, it was a little bit of an extended weekend. So whatever you got up to, I hope you had a great time. I hope you made a lot of money on Friday. I hope it was restful, relaxing. I hope you guys got up to it. Oh, what is this? Looks like Piper wants to join us early today. Do you have anything to say? Anything you want to say? Maybe you want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy anything. Do you want to say anything at all? No, I guess she's keeping her secrets today. I guess she is keeping her secrets today, so maybe she'll return closer to market open, but there's probably a high probability chance that Pippa here ends up just taking a nap, so we'll have to clock that situation. But without further ado, let me do my job and get you guys ready for the trading session today. S&P 500 futures rise to start a holiday shortened week led by tech. So the overall situation is looking pretty good right now. SPY ripping, NASDAQ ripping, NVIDIA ripping, Tesla ripping. A lot of strength in the overall market, a lot of strength in tech names, and as I've already alluded to, a ton of strengths in the likes of gold, in the like of silver, even some individual names such as iron, IREN. Like I'm seeing a lot of bullishness this morning. That's the TLDR. Now, will it hold that way? We'll see. There is downside gap fills that we have to be cognizant of. It's not necessarily an easy peasy layup, but the bulls are liking what happened over the weekend, and we're seeing quite a bit of strength early today. So right now, the bulls are dominant, which is kind of aligning with seasonality. Remember, if you're going to be hyper specific about the Santa Claus rally, it's basically the final couple trading days of December and the first couple trading days of January. Some people, just like when we're talking about it in like a higher level sense, they can refer to it as basically the start of October till mid-January. But overall, what you need to know, whether you're really zoomed in on this time frame or you're using the large one, this from a seasonal perspective is bullish. Now, does that mean it's guaranteed? No, but the odds are high for this period of the years for the bull camp to be victorious. If we dive into the last 5 years, what I just showed you is the last 20 years. If you're looking at the last 5 years of the weekly information, yeah, we're about to get into a pretty bullish week. If you look at the last 3 years, pretty much the same thing. It is seasonally a bullish week. Now, once again, is this a guarantee? No, we're just like, imagine if you're playing blackjack or poker. It's just we're looking at odds. We're looking at the statistical probability of either the bull camp or the bear camp winning. And in this period of the year, it just so happens that the deck is stacked in the favor of the bulls. And to really dive into like this particular week, the official Santa Claus rally begins on December 24th, so in 2 days. It covers the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 of January. Over I guess from the 1950s up until 2024, the bulls have won this time 77% of the time. Now remember, most of the time the market is normally distributed, which is a super like nerdy ass financial way to say, hey, 50-50, you're flipping a coin. That shows you the edge right there, that the bull camp has a 27% edge. Remember when you're playing blackjack at the casino, you're talking about, even if the deck is stacked in your favor, you're talking about a 3% edge. Obviously a 27% edge is quite a bit more. But anyway, the last 2 years, 2023, 2024, Actually, this period didn't win for the bulls. I want to be clear. So this is proof right here that even though they can win a lot, it's not always guaranteed. And literally 2023 and 2024, the market did slightly drop. But 3 red years or 3 red periods in a row has never happened before. So yes, theoretically, could this period be red? Could we somehow sell off from Christmas Eve to the start of January? Yes, it is statistically possible, but it's just not the smart statistical bet, if that makes sense. So anyway, we've never had 3 consecutive losses in this period in a row ever. Obviously, things can happen, but I just want to call this out to you that the bulls do dominate. Now, this time around, heading into the holidays, we are getting quite a bit of data tomorrow. Today, there's just nothing scheduled. They literally skipped it on this list because there's nothing major going on today with respect to major macroeconomic events. But tomorrow, we're getting a lot of the delayed data in terms of new home sales. We're getting some of the delayed data as it relates to durable good orders. We're also getting some inflation data. Once again, it's just we're playing catch up from when the government was shut down and the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, wasn't doing what they needed to be doing. And I would say even this GDP, that's going to be some refined numbers, and we're getting some consumer confidence when the market gets rocking tomorrow about 30 minutes into the trading session. So with respect to major macroeconomic events, you don't really have to be prepped for today. You're not going to get taken by surprise today in terms of schedule. And so, of course, surprises happen all the time, hence the name. But really, with respect to the things you should really get prepped up for, it's all getting going tomorrow, and then that's it. The market's a half day on Wednesday. It's completely closed on Thursday. And even though the market's open on Friday, I don't think too many people are going to be trading. But that doesn't stop everyone from front running what's happening in the world of metals. Gold and silver prices soar to new highs as the yellow metal reemerges as a hedge. So yes, the overall market is looking good right now, and I will be circling back to that. But gold just hit a new record high. This is the GC contract in the world of futures. That is obviously the futures contract for gold right here. Gold futures hitting a new all-time high. Same with silver, just ripping. In fact, what are these year-to-date returns? Silver is up 135% year-to-date. Let me move myself over here. Look at that. The year-to-date return on silver is 135%. And looking at gold, it is 69%. LOL. Anyway, at the start of this year, if you would have told me that the thing that's going to dramatically outperform, of course, there's the hype in the world of equities. There's hype in the world of crypto. If looking at it now, and obviously hindsight bias is 2020, if you told me all you had to do was punt silver and then come back at the end of the year, I definitely would not have believed you. But looking at these returns, 135% year to date. All you had to do was buy silver and you would have been good. How is copper looking? I mean, I assume it is up, but let's just check on it. HG, copper year-to-date return is 37%, still outpacing both the SPY and the NASDAQ. Palladium, how is palladium looking? I just want to get on the right market right here. No, March 26th, that doesn't seem like the right contract. Palladium is currently up 103%. So basically, it was the year of metals. I do have a little bit of GLD, which is the gold ETF. So if you want to buy it via the equities market, you can get GLD, or you could get gold exposure via GLD. I have some of that in my long-term account, so I didn't completely miss out on this run. But wow, like this is absolutely nuts. Gold crushing it, silver crushing it, copper crushing it, palladium crushing it. Metals are just crushing it. So I'm already seeing some comments in here that a lot of you have been able to ride this all the way up. I know a lot of the traders in the Goonie Discord also crushing it. So seriously, like a huge congrats to you. And it's at the point that this is kind of what everyone's talking about today. Gold and silver prices saw a fresh uplift today, Monday, as the short-end trading week kicks off. Investors typically rebalance their portfolios at the end of the year, and gold and silver are seen as safe bets. The value of gold as a monetary potential hedge has re-emerged, according to a guy named Matt. And then even Bloomberg was talking about it this morning. Gold and silver hit all-time highs as geopolitical tensions rise. So here, let me make sure that the audio is actually where it needs to be. Is it going to go today? Let's see if I can actually.
Metal traders are seeing multiple all-time highs as gold, silver and copper see positive momentum. For more, we're joined now by Bloomberg's metals reporter Martin Ritchie in Shanghai. Martin, talk us through then what we're seeing with these record highs, a host of different drivers for the precious metals versus the more industrial type.
Yes, quite an exciting start to this final full week of this year, and it's been a quite amazing year for metals on the whole. So just taking a step back, you've now got gold up more than 2/3 this year. It's benefiting from prospect of lower interest rates in the US next year, from what's called the debasement trade, this kind of growing sort of level of decreasing trust in central banks. The US dollar's been weaker. And then you've got these geopolitical tensions as well, stirring all the time. And gold into next year, a lot of banks, a lot of analysts have picked it as their favorite metal, their favorite commodity for next year. Goldman Sachs saying, it could be on course for 4,900 next year, even higher if some of the private investors who are kind of less exposed to gold so far start putting more money into the metals. And what you're seeing today across the complex, you're seeing all the other precious metals gain a lot. These are relatively small markets, and in a kind of illiquid time of year, with all this going on, they're bound to make kind of quite sharp moves. We've seen silver, platinum, palladium all spike up today. So quite a lot going on towards the end of the year.
And is the momentum that we've got now sustainable, do you think?
I think it is. Personally, I think we'll see strength in the
precious metal space,
2026.
It's hard to find people who are bearish going into next year. I mentioned Goldman just now, but across a whole sweep of people that watch this market, all the sort of signs are that this could go further. When you've got we're in very uncertain times geopolitically, and in this kind of period, it's when gold does tend to shine, and that's not going to change anytime soon. And as I said, there's not a huge amount of money, private investor money in gold so far, and the more that does go into that market,
Dude needs to get
given
out
all
more.
those fears, the more you could see gold
Come on,
rise.
be nice. So there you have a little bit of a TLDR, but I think more exciting than that, and really it's just the fact that I'm seeing a lot of you still in chat here, pretty stoked on those returns. What's not doing so well is crypto, which is kind of interesting because we heard that to be pitched as the new digital hedge. And actually, the last time I checked, it was red on the year. Year to date is down 3.5%. So if you bought Bitcoin a year ago, you would actually be slightly down on the position, while on the flip side, you'd be up a monster load if you bought silver, gold, copper, palladium. So right now, obviously, this markets go up, markets go down. No one's ever pitched anything as exclusively going up or exclusively going down. But right now, there's a severe underperformance in the world of crypto relative to what's going on in the equities market and the futures market. Trump-fueled crypto boom fizzles in brutal year for retail traders. After a few months, crypto enthusiasts are reevaluating their strategies for 2026. So for me, I'm not here to say I hate Bitcoin. I still have Bitcoin. I have a lot of Bitcoin. I'm sitting on it. I don't actively trade it. I'm invested in it. I'm not going to let one green year and simultaneously one red year dissuade where I think my money should be in my investment in it. So it's one of those things that if you come to the market, remember, there's going to be rough patches, which is why at the end of the day, more important than picking the right or the wrong thing is actually just your risk management. So for me, even though it technically has been a brutal year, which it's just lost 3.5%, but I could understand how it feels brutal with the fact that we were up at 126 at one point. The volatility has been nuts, and all of a sudden, I suppose I always use that term, we violently went nowhere. That's effectively what happened in Bitcoin this year. So for me, yeah, do I wish it went up? Yeah, I do wish it went up, but whatever. As a long-term investment, sometimes just it's easier to not care about it. I have my wrist set and I'll be moving on with my life. What's going to be impacting all of this, equities, crypto, and commodities? Remember, we are going to have some exciting fireworks in the month of January. Fed decision as of this moment, 82% chance that there's no rate change whatsoever. And the other big thing that we should be hearing soon is who in the world is going to be the next chairman of the Fed, basically the guy who's going to be speaking at all those FOMC meetings. As of this moment, Kevin Hassett, who is currently the director of the National Economic Council, he is basically a part of the Trump administration. He has a 57% chance of being the next Fed chair, or at least being nominated by Trump. I guess technically that's the bet. But Kevin Warsh recently did pop, and basically what we're seeing is it's between two Kevins. It's the battle of Kevins. Kevin Hassett for a while was the main guy leading, and then due to some recent commentary, Kevin Warsh is somehow popping up. So this is something that maybe gets announced this week, next week, or early in January. So I just wanted to put it on your radar. And then the other thing, just because it's been a little exciting, I wanted to show you what's going on with old Tesla here. Hitting an all-time high over the weekend. I believe Elon was the first person in human history to be recorded. $700 billion is his net worth. I just want to make sure Elon Musk, 700 billion. I'm pretty sure over the weekend. Yeah, right here. How wild is this? This is insane. Elon Musk hits 700 billion in net worth, surpasses combined wealth of the next three richest people. How insane is that? Like, talk about disparity. If you took the second, the third, and the fourth richest person and you added them all together, Elon, the number one guy, is still worth more than them. That is an insane thing for me to wrap my head around. But as to how he just very much jumped over the weekend, well, right here. Musk's 2018 Tesla package plan reinstated after a 7-year legal battle. Remember that whole piece of drama in Delaware, where a judge in Delaware, the Delaware court, which is where Tesla was, I suppose, incorporated. Maybe I'm getting the legal term wrong, but you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, they said, nope, your pay is actually way too high. That's not supposed to happen. And even though the shareholders did vote for it, well, as you can see here, after a 7-year battle, he does get that money back, and that quickly catapults him to be worth $700 billion. That in itself is crazy. But honestly, in my mind, if you say 500 billion, 600 billion, 800 billion, 100 billion, whatever, I don't even know if my brain can really wrap around like the difference there. But what I think is just insane is that if you had the combined wealth of the second richest person, the third richest person, and the fourth richest person, Elon is still worth more than them. That's where my mind is blown. Absolutely blown. So probably going to be a little bit fun to watch what's going on with Tesla today. It's getting a lot of notoriety in terms of the media cycle currently. So I'll be checking that one out just to see what either is or is not happening. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter, MattKorzoutlocals.com. It's in the description of the video. My mod will put it in chat. It is 100% free. Every single Sunday, your email inbox will get a breakdown of what's going on in the market. Cheat sheet for earnings. If we're having earnings, there's no earnings this week or next week. Cheat sheet for all the major macroeconomic events. There's nothing scheduled today. We are getting consumer confidence, durable goods, and GDP numbers tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, an hour before the market opens, and then consumer confidence coming out 30 minutes into the trading session. On Wednesday, we're getting some information, but the market probably not going to be that active. It's a half day. It's Christmas Eve. Market closes at 1 p.m. The market is completely closed on Thursday for Christmas. Merry Christmas. And then Friday, there's nothing scheduled. The market is open, but once again, I'm not expecting the craziest stuff to be happening. With respect to just the seasonal skew of each day, today does favor the bulls. Over the past 27 years worth of information, the bulls have won this day 68% of the time, as in the bull camp has an 18% edge. Looking to tomorrow, it's also bullish. Looking at Wednesday, it's a bit neutral. That's the half day. Thursday, the market's closed. And then oddly enough, I thought this was interesting. And granted, it's not the largest data set, but Friday does slightly favor the bears. Now, remember, none of that's a guarantee, but I just want to give you the odds of the situation. So anyway, this is 100% free. Sign up for it. My mod just dropped it in chat. Like I said, it's in the description of the video. MattKorzoutlocals.com. This newsletter will come to your email inbox every single Sunday. And on that note, I should get you guys prepped up. So as you can see right now, this is the overall market. This is the S&P 500. We hit an all-time high on Wednesday, October 29th. From there, we hit lower highs, lower lows, fake out breakdown, strong recovery, not a new high, got hit, saved ourselves at the 50 EMA, the 50 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Also this downsloping trend line, so we don't even need that anymore. But basically what we have is a double top with a higher low. You could call it inverse shoulder, head shoulder, whatever you want to call it, it's bullish. When you have higher highs and higher lows, especially in this time of the year, generally that bodes well for the bulls. Now remember, none of this is a guarantee. It's a game of odds. Remember, when I approach the market, think about it as like a tree root system where certain pathways have different probabilities ascribed to them. And right now, the more likely probability is that we are up, up, and away. And that's exactly what we are seeing in pre-market right now, where we're currently trading at 6,870, as in we are just above the transition zone. If this is your first time in the show, I always, when I'm day trading, scalp trading, that type of a thing, when I'm doing something on an intraday basis, I always mark out the previous high, low, and close. That is the green, the red, and the white horizontal line. The white box is the transitional zone, basically looking at the positioning within the options market and how the market makers are going to have to handle it, at least at market open. Remember, the situation is dynamic. And then the final thing is just all the big players. That's what the yellow horizontal lines are. We can see where the big money's at right here. There's a call credit spread at 6,860. There's a put credit spread at 6,800. When you simultaneously have a call credit spread and a put credit spread, and I'm just kind of curious about the size of it. It looks to be the size of 17,000 contracts. Holy shit. All right, anyway, that is a giant iron condor. Holy cow. What the fuck? 17.6 thousand, and then you have 16.7 thousand down here. So anyway, you have a call credit spread, which is an underbet. You have a put credit spread on the bottom here, which is an overbet. When you simultaneously have an underbet and an overbet, obviously that means you make maximum profit if you close somewhere within this region today. So they're basically bracketing it. They're putting a ceiling and a floor, and they're looking for the market to conclude today at 4 p.m. somewhere within this zone. Generally, it does have a massive influence just because, once again, we understand how market makers have to hedge out their books. And when we see this positioning, it gets interesting. Now, it doesn't always break, but when it does, and it's already getting tested this morning, it can add a little bit of fuel onto the fire. It can add a little bit of gasoline if someone's a little loosey-goosey with the lighter. So I just want to let everyone know about that, that you have to be watching this overall transition zone. 6,860 is the top of the iron condor. 6,800 is also a key psychological level, but on top of that today, it is the bottom of the iron condor. So please pay attention to this zone. I would strongly argue that if we break above and hold above 6,800, the next real target, at least where we're seeing the positioning this morning, is all the way up at 6,900, key technical level, psychological level, gamma level. And then from there, we're literally within spitting distance of a new record high for the overall market. That would be my bull case. The bear case would be if we don't hold this transition zone and we get knocked down. The first target is 6,840. That is the downside gap fill. If we were to open right now, the SPY and the Qs are both above their high from Friday, as in there's a downside gap fill. If I go over to the SPY, you're going to see this here. See how we are scheduled to open above the high, as in there's a literal gap in the chart. Same thing with the Qs. If we were to open right now, we would be opening above the high value from Friday. So that means both the SPY and the Qs, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, as of market open, will have downside gap fills. So something to consider. So that would be a logical target. If we don't hold 860, you have the downside gap fill. From there, there's players at 820. You could see it right here where my cursor is, 820. There is some positioning there. And then below that, you would be targeting the general zone between 6,800, technical level, psychological level. We even have the sweep low on Friday at 6,792. That would be the bear case. So yes, when I come into my sessions every day, I have an understanding of what I perceive the bull case to be, I perceive to be the bear case to be, and I try to play it accordingly. If I had to guess right now, my bias is definitely bullish, so I'd be looking for the bulls to dominate, considering seasonality, the lack of reports today. And if anything, it could actually kind of be explosive because there's no real stability as of market open today. There's 2% stability. So I think the bulls could actually have a really good day. But of course, I believe there's no point for prediction in this game. I think this is exclusively a game of reaction. So even though I have that bias, that doesn't mean I'm going to be married to it. Obviously, I'm going to sit here and see if I can get into some low risk entries and just ride this market higher and higher and higher. Tesla, we're talking about new all-time highs. So the richest man is going to become even that much more wealthy, at least on paper today. Remember, that doesn't necessarily mean he can access it. Palantir's looking good. Google's looking good. There's a lot of opportunity today. And on that particular note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. While we are waiting for this opening session to play out, very quickly, shout out to Public. They are today's stream sponsor. Make sure you read this disclosure and just basically understand that whenever you're engaging in the markets, there is risk. Obviously, be mindful of that. Why I'm talking about Public is the same reason I've been talking about them for years and years and years, is because they are the best brokerage. In my humble opinion, the fact that they are the only ones giving you a rebate as a trader is why everyone should check them out. So whether you're trading stocks or ETFs, there are no commission fees, there are no per contract fees, and every single time you trade a call, when you buy a call, sell a call, when you buy a put, when you sell a put, you earn a rebate. So if you buy a SPY call for $1 and then sell it for $1, you're not break even, you're actually net ahead due to the rebates. I love it, and I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it as well when you finally check it out. It is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description in the video. I highly recommend you use that link because you're going to start out at a higher rebate tier. Now, obviously, I'm talking quite a bit about trading options. Yes, they have stock trading. They do not engage in payment for order flow. Yes, they have crypto trading. Yes, they have bond trading. Yes, they have high yield accounts. They have retirement accounts. They've even rolled out an API for all my coders if you want to do algo trading. They have AI strategy development, investment strategies. They have a lot going on. Actually, so much going on that you might as well just check it out. Like I said, it is free to download. It is free to sign up. It is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. Check it out, and I think you're going to quickly understand why I use this as my main platform, because it's just straight up the best. So I'm sure many of my returning viewers have heard this pitch before. If you haven't signed up yet, this is the day to do it. And if you're new to the show, check it out. This is where I trade. I love it because of the rebates, and then that's kind of what got me into it. And then from there, when I realized all their other offerings, I realized it's pretty much just a one-stop shop. So like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, and shout out to Public. I'm already getting an alert on Pilter right here. Palantir breaking out. Maybe going for the upside gap fill at 201.82. So if you're checking out PLTR Palantir, just from a technical perspective, higher highs, higher lows, saved itself at all these exponential moving averages. From a technical perspective, the next logical target is 201.82. That is the upside gap fill. And then from there, you're talking about the all-time high in the realm of 207. Definitely on my watch list today. I'm looking for this rebound in the world of Google. So not only is it similarly bouncing off the bottom of its cloud, I will be looking for the trend line breakout on Google. Tesla, new all-time high. Congrats if you continue to ride it. Right now, I don't have an active trade on with Tesla, but I am riding it in my long-term investment account. So, yeah, of course, if I ripped calls this entire time, I'd be making a lot more money, but I really like what I'm seeing here. So congrats to you. Tesla did just hit a new all-time high. Apple's just kind of chilling at the bottom of its cloud. Nvidia is actually trying to flip over its cloud. Little trend line breakout, little EMA breakout. So watching that one. Broadcom, a little bit behind. I mean, after its earnings, it got hit. I'm seeing a bit of a recovery in the short term, so just being patient on that one. Meta, I'm looking for Meta to return. Even though it's not breaking out, I do like how it's starting to flip over the cloud, so I'm definitely watching that. AMD, similar situation of Avago and NVIDIA, and that makes sense because they're all in the same sector. DJT, this is the Trump Media and Technology Group. Remember last week they announced a partnership or a merger with a fusion play. So it's going from a media play to a media and fusion power play. And obviously from this announcement, the market is really liking it because it is still up 59%. Microsoft, not really doing the most at the moment. Oracle not doing the most at the moment. Rum trying to hold on to $7. I like this higher low. I'm looking for the breakout of 740 and the rip through 790. MicroStrategy still very weak because Bitcoin's very weak. BITX is just a leverage one. What did I see? Iren, IREN. Nice recovery. Overall, the momentum is still kind of negative, but I'm liking the green that I'm seeing today. Robinhood, same thing. Consolidation, lower highs, higher lows. We've been watching this for a second. There is an upside gap fill, but honestly, I'm just waiting for this consolidation breakout, and I want to know which way it goes. CoreWeave, a little weak. Oklo, definitely weak. Coinbase, definitely weak. HUT, this is just another crypto play, actually looking strong. A little double bottom here, getting a technical breakout. What else are we seeing? Open, this is one that I think is just bound to completely die. The leadership team and the support group for this one, they're just all fucking asshats. IONQ looking weak. Texas Roadhouse range bound, even though it's a very large range. You have oil pretty low at 58 a barrel. The Russell, the small cap sector, not far from the all-time high. Gold hitting an all-time high. Silver hitting an all-time high. A lot of opportunity this morning. Lot of opportunity. Whether you're looking at the intraday chart or the daily chart, we're seeing some strength. Now, if you are an intraday trader or something like that, please be mindful of the downside gap fill. As you can see, here's the daily chart for the S&P 500, the actual S&P 500. Today's low, I'll mark it out on the screen just so you can very easily see the gap, is 6862. That's the lowest we've traded. The highest we traded on Friday was 6840. There's a literal gap in the chart. So when people talk about gap fill trades, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about price action, testing this untested area of supply and demand. So as of now, today's low value is 6862, and it looks like we might be testing it pretty soon, maybe driving down a little bit longer, or a little bit more, I should say. But anyway, there's about 22 points of gap fill in here. So I didn't want to put that on everyone's radar. So maybe, just maybe, that might cause you to be a bit patient with your entry. So maybe this is us going for it. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I see strength in Tesla. I see strength in Palantir. I see strength in Meta. There's some strong names. Wow, Tesla's having a good day. I guess they are just making the rich that much richer. Meta's having a pretty solid day as well. Interesting. You know, I don't know if this is going to happen, but I think would be a perfect trade setup is if we actually just quickly trade down, get the downside gap fill, and then base there, bounce off of it, and then recover for the rest of the day. If you're trading the equivalent on SPY, the downside gap fill is 68109. That is the high value from Friday. And if you're doing it on QQQ, it is 61762. Once again, that is the high value from Friday. So those would be the key levels to pay attention to. Excuse me. Basically, just switch over to the daily chart, look at the high for Friday, and that would be the value of your downside gap fill. Now, remember, downside gap fills, upside gap fills, they're not guaranteed, but they are hit with high odds on the next trading session. And if you consider the next trading week, the odds are even higher that it gets filled. Now, that's not a guarantee, though. It's not, there's just no such thing as like unlimited money and you could just throw all your money at it. Of course, there's always going to be variance in this game. But there is a reason why people talk about gap fills, because they are just really good trades, really good trades, especially if you keep your risk in control. As of this moment, the 5-minute, the 10-minute, and the 30-minute are all bullish, and the 4 hours actually very bullish. Holy cow, look at that on the S&P 500. This is the ES contract. So 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bullish. 5-minute is testing right now. On the NASDAQ, the 5-minute was bullish but breaking down. The 10-minute was bullish, now testing. The 30-minute is still bullish, and the 4 hour, similar to the ES contract, is still bullish. So right now, I'm feeling bullish. My bias due to price structure, momentum, and options flow is bullish, clearly. But I just want to let you guys know, pay attention to the gaps because they are hit with such high odds. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it is something we should be mindful of. So I wouldn't mind a little bit of weakness that I can create a long position into on the NASDAQ or on the S&P 500 today. But I'm not just going to arbitrarily do it because right now I don't know how persistent this selling is going to be. I do see the S&P 500 was strong for the first 2 minutes of trading today, and then all of a sudden people started to buy puts, they started to sell calls, dropping the delta value. When the delta value drops this much, remember, market makers have to re-hedge their puts by getting out of some of the longs, getting into some shorts. It's always just a game of them managing their books. That's how market makers do it. And then looking here at the Mag 7, I'm actually seeing strength. So this is a classic mismatch. Right here, we're seeing strength in the tech sector. We're seeing weakness in the overall market. And right now, it might just pay to wait, just to be patient and to wait for that alignment, either in the bullish or in the bearish direction. I find the more things that align, the better off you are going to be. So for right now, for me personally, I'm not doing anything. And just to show you that I've been a good boy, trying to get on the good list and not get onto that naughty list before Christmas. I have not traded this morning. Well, technically that's not true. I did do a scalp trade on my FFN accounts, but that's just because I've already hit my profit targets of $3,000 each. So 3 and 3, that's 6K. I just had to get scalp trades in to get another trading day in. Other than that, on my Apex accounts, I haven't touched any of them. I have my 15 large accounts, as you guys are used to. And then I have my 5 fresh ones, which I am having the most difficult time building up a buffer on. And I'm starting to really, well, I knew this, but I just didn't want to admit it. I'm starting to think that I have to trade these independently. Whenever I get these 5 new Apex accounts, I'm just copy trading it with my larger accounts. And it's just different because I have so much more buffer on these accounts. They all started with 50K. I have 30K of buffer. Well, hell, I mean, some of them have 33K worth of buffer. I have a lot of buffer on these large accounts. I don't have any buffer on these new accounts. So I know mathematically what to do. I just don't want to admit it, which I guess is a me problem. But anyway, here we are. I want to switch over to the 500 tick. It might be a little bit more helpful. Maybe a little bit of a trend reversal right here. Part of me is almost thinking maybe I should just scalp trade, just get my $50 in, have a quote unquote green day, and then move on with my life, and not really trade until the new year, which is something I'm thinking about. I don't know how seriously I want to trade for this period of the year. Of course, if I see an interesting opportunity, I might take advantage of it. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. I guess patience will pay. Patience will pay. Look at that rejection. Look at that rejection. How are we looking over here? Well, that's not the right chart. That's not the right chart. That is the right chart. It's getting smashed. Oh, maybe I shouldn't look at it. Do I want to play the downside gap fill? Is that like the play of the day? Look at that smack. If you took this rejection right here, you're short at 707. Your stop's already at break even. It's a freebie play. You're already up 20, 25 points. You probably could have made your $500 and moved on with your life. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I got an alert on something. What was that alert on? Meta. So the Mag 7 is still grinding up, more bullish than anything else. But the SPY is showing weakness, and it just got a flow alert. Remember, flow alerts are inherently bullish or bearish, but they just represent size. So someone was hitting the market with size, and it looks like they were clearly selling calls, which is removing positive delta from the system. And when you remove positive delta, it does force the market makers to get out of some of their longs, because once again, for them, it is a game of hedging books. When it comes to market making in a general sense, they're not directional players. They don't give a shit about where the market goes. They want to capture the spread between the big and the ask. They just want you guys to trade. And that's really what they are looking for. All right. VWAP is up here at 711. The point of control is 700. We did get the 10-minute Orbo breakdown to the south side. So at least with respect to just the 10-minute chart right here, let me switch this up so you can see what's going on. You can see that we did get a break to the south side right there. So I'm looking at the first 10-minute bar of the day of regular trading hours, 9:30 to 9:40. We looked at the high, we looked at the low, and it just broke below it on both the NASDAQ and on the S&P 500. So looking at that, we have this, and I also need to mark this out. This is the extended hours trading from Sunday market open. That's the high, that's the low. We already punctured the high, but it seems like we are very rapidly making a beeline to the low. Once again, you can see a very evident gap in the chart. This is the untested region. So if you happen to snag a bearish position, this might be the region you might want to pay attention to. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a pop back up to the POC, the point of control. Remember, the point of POC, the reason people care about it, it's just where most volume's been traded on the day. And surprise, surprise, it's at that psychological level of 25,700. Whenever I'm on the screen, I am looking at the NASDAQ. I got a couple people asking me about that, so I just wanted to clarify it. If you see this, I'm looking at the NQ contract, which is the futures contract for the NASDAQ. Yes, you can look at other stuff. I just happen to use this because I'm basically quickly mapping it over to here for my trades. And it got smacked right at 704. It got smacked at 704. All right, so you could watch this for a potential reversal in there. We do have some lower highs. We do have some lower lows. Obviously, by definition, lower highs, lower lows, clearly that is bearish, but that doesn't mean the trend can't switch, especially when you see strength in the Mag 7. Even though the market is technically getting hit right now, I mean, folks, all I could tell you is people are buying the Mag 7. They are specifically selling puts and buying calls. It's probably more put selling at the moment, but let's see. Let's see. Will it persist? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. What time is it? It's 9:45. It's 9:45. Interesting. 7. That was VWAP. We literally just got rejected at VWAP. So for all my VWAP traders, if you took that rejection trade, congrats to you, because that was actually, as of right now, seemingly spot on. Still a little early for me, and not necessarily early, but I'm just not, I'm not seeing much of an alignment at the moment. I find that my trades are far, far better and easier when I have more stuff aligning. And right now I'm seeing a little bit too much of mismatch. I'm seeing the SPY get hit. The Qs the Mag 7's going flat. 5 minutes testing, 10-minute did test, 30 minutes bullish. 5 minute on the NASDAQ did break down. Technically, so did the 10-minute. 30-minute is still bullish. So I'm a little confused on which way they want to take this today. Obviously, I'm not a little bit. I'm very biased towards the bullish side based just on the current set of data that I have, and I'm willing to change it on a moment's notice. But just right now, if you look at price structure, momentum, and flow's getting questionable, but price structure momentum does favor the bulls, especially when you consider the 30-minute and the 4-hour time frame. But from a technical perspective, you do have to consider the downside gap fill, which is why I said today would be way easier if we quickly get the downside gap fill, base there, bounce off of it, and move on with our life. So we still have this gap in the chart. And with that being said, that doesn't mean it has to get filled right away. It could come later today. We could have a huge pop, and then maybe at the end of the day, we end up coming down and getting it. That's totally possible. We might not get the gap fill today, but it does always, I don't know, makes me question what the hell's going on. Mag 7's catching a bid right there. I'm seeing a little bit of a potential. That just got smacked. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, mother. Oh, brother. Are we reversing, actually? What are we doing here? We're battling it out, seemingly, at VWAP. That's not the worst risk in the world.
Order filled.
Let's dive into what the hell I just did. So I'm looking at this trend line break. Oh, I'm looking at VWAP. I'm looking at the 700 level.
Order submitted.
69. 69 seems like a funny target, doesn't it?
Order submitted.
69. All right. All risk is taken off the table. I don't really feel like doing anything too nuts today. There's a very high chance that I get clocked. Pardon me. Is this $50? I'm going to be mad if this isn't 50. It's not 50. All right. That's going to be close because I want to kind of guarantee myself $50 because that's a green day, which for those of you who've been on Apex, you know that's important. It feels like I'm about to get clocked. But
Order filled.
did I make 50? Some of them made 50. Some of them didn't. That's a problem. Actually, specifically one of them didn't.
Order
That's
canceled.
not so bad. I gave myself a shot just in case this was a breakout runaway thing. But I don't know. I feel like my head's not necessarily in it because all I have to do is make $50 because not only is it a trading day, but it's a green trading day, which is a rule on Apex. And I just need 8 of these to take out another $30,000. So it does unfortunately seem as if my lead account got messed up. So I just need to get, like, I'm off by $3. I'm off by $3. I'm off by $3. That is going to piss me off. Hang on. I don't want to do something stupid here and blow out an individual account, but I do need to get like 2 ticks for this to say $50. The only thing I'm seeing here, these are all good, but the difference is because of slippage. Remember, they are technically traded independently, and on Apex they do have a dollar or a rule for $50 here. So I'm seeing this technically. If I trade on this account right here and don't touch any of the other ones, I don't really have to do anything today. So maybe I could get a quick point scalp on this one or something like that. Maybe I can. Maybe, just maybe.
Order filled. Order filled.
Cool. Did it. All right. So I really feel no pressure right now. Of course, well, that actually would have been really nice to hold. But you could see I made about $75 on all 20 of my accounts. It's not the most money I've ever made, but I don't know, man. I guess I could have held that initial position and I would have caught the reversal. My timing was like slightly off. My timing right here. I bought my first trade of the day was here at 9:48 trying to take this reversal. It popped. I was trying to look for that runaway and I was looking. I had my order at 69. Really, I was looking at 80. It did pull back. I got knocked out for break even because remember, the name of the game is minimize your risk. That's what good traders do. They just don't take risk. Obviously, I could have re-entered right there on all the accounts and the stop could have already been break even, but maybe I was a little bit too hell-bent on getting that scalp on the individual account. But not only did I have already had a trading day, which I did with FFN, I just needed a trading day. I've already hit my profit target. But with all these funded accounts on Apex, I don't know. Am I being? I feel like I'm actually being smart. That I'm just not. Like, what's the point for me? I still have 3 more payout cycles to go to take over the money. Of course, you want to run them up as much as you can because, hey, the more buffer, the better. But for right now, where it's at, I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, I just want to double check they're all above 50. Yeah, and I scalp that one. It just feels like I'm now 1 day closer. I'm 1 day closer to getting that $30,000 payout, the next $30,000 payout. How many days have I traded? I've traded the 18th, the 19th, and the 22nd. So I have 3 days. Not only did I trade, because you have to trade for 8 days, and on top of that, and you're allowed to double dip, but 5 of them have to be a profit over $50. So not only have I traded for 3 days, but all 3 days I've traded, the profit's been over $50. So for me, it's just kind of like, I mean, for me, I can't take more than 2K per account. You're allowed to do that after 6 payouts. Remember, they all start with 50K and they're all the way up to 81-ish. Some are up to 83 right here, 83 all the way to 81. I can only take out 2K. So this is going to knock me down to 79. I can't take all the money. If I could take all the money, I would take all the money, but I can't. You can only do that after 6 payouts. I only have 3 payouts. I'm only halfway through the process. So at a certain point, it's just like, and even this, if I took this second trade right here, I would have already been knocked out for break even. See how it came back and dipped? Like on that push there, I definitely would have moved my stop to break even. So if I took that trade on all the accounts, once again, I would be break even on all of them. So it just, it feels like around the holiday time with low stability, with the downside gap fill. I guess to really dive into my thoughts here of why I'm not so aggressively holding this bullish position, well, I'm not doing it because I still know the odds of a downside gap fill. I know it's not guaranteed, but I also know at any moment people might decide to make that trade. And when I saw the mismatch, yes, the Mag 7 is bullish, which is why I was kind of interested in the bullish direction. But at that moment, the SPY was getting hit. Granted, the SPY is now reversing course. But even this, I mean, the 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour is still all bullish. The 5-minute, when I did that trade, we were on the bearish side. Like that's kind of playing a little loosey-goosey with my own system. We did get that 10-minute orbital breakout to the south side. So for me, I don't know, man. I actually I think I made a good decision. We're in the holiday period. There's a bit of mismatch. It's not necessarily an A-plus setup for my system. I know looking at it right now, like there is the argument, but man, if you held, you would have been up more money. Yes, but also if I held, I theoretically could have been down more money. It could have completely bottomed out. And the fact that I'm seeing a mismatch, I'm actually very happy with my decision making. Remember, that's what good trading is. Good trading is just a succession of good decision making. You never know what the next bar is going to be. I handled this appropriately. I put my stop at break even. I did a little scalp trade on that other one. That's fine, whatever, to get my accounts where I'm just playing the game of what I have to. But yes, could I have been up a lot more money? Could I have almost been up $1,000 per account? I'd be up about $600 per account right now, something like that. My long was at 18. We're trading at 48. I'd be up literally $600 per account. And if I held it to this exact moment, but this is hindsight bias, folks. If you're always judging it on like, oh, like the coulda, woulda, shoulda, well, I could show you examples of you got out and it's good you got out because it completely just went against you. So just to clarify, I find in social media, there's this idea that you can never make a losing trade. You always have to be making not only winning trades, but phenomenal winning trades. And there's a lot of judgment on the trade itself, the outcome of the trade. Did you make money? Did you make a lot of money? Where I just believe that is the completely wrong, erroneous, inaccurate way to approach the market. The accurate way is to understand there's such thing as variance. There's a lot of unknown information, as in what are other traders about to do, and then considering the nuances of my accounts and Apex. I don't know, folks. I'm not liking the setup. It's just not an A-plus setup, and I already got my money on the day. Maybe at some point it will become an A-plus setup, but the 5-minute was bearish. We saw a mismatch with the SPY and the Qs. It's all improving right now, and maybe if it gets this breakout, keeps going. But the 10-minute orbital breakout was to the south side. I was taking long positions. It was all dancing around right here at VWAP. Like I was trying to play the breakout. I could have been patient and waited for the retest. Tactically, that probably would have been a better play to wait for the retest. And on this breakout, go long at 22 right there, maybe. I mean, you just don't know the next bar. You don't know it. You don't know it. Really, even just listening, but it's very condensed also with charts. What's up? Baby those big ones until you get paid 8x days at a time. Work on those newer ones. I think I might do that maybe on the newer ones, like rip a trade or two, like take on a little bit more risk, and maybe I should do that. How can I set this up? Let me yeah, because those need buffer. So if I do see an opportunity, there is an argument to trade on those accounts because buffer is necessary for sure. For sure. So I guess I do have the trade copier set up over there just in case I want to do a little something. Tesla levels, if you don't mind. I mean, it's an all-time breakout. It's an open range breakout. So 500 is going to be the biggest options level for sure. But right now, in terms of levels, when you're at new all-time highs, it's just clear skies ahead because we've never traded there. So there's no technical resistance. I guess theoretically, you could use Fibonacci extensions. I'm not the biggest believer in that. I don't think it's complete hogwash. I just don't think it's the end-all be-all. But I could tell you right now, the biggest open interest is 500 for sure. For sure. So that's going to be the key level. Is the break and hold of 500 is dramatically bullish, but it's going to be an uphill fight because there's going to be a lot of people fading that level just in case there's a rejection, and there's going to be quite a few profit takers as well. Mag 7, even though price is going up, Mag 7's taking a little bit of a breather, and right here the SPY is going recovering. 5-minute bullish now after a test. 10-minute is bullish. 30 minutes bullish. 4 hours bullish. 5-minute was bullish, got tested, but bounced back. I like that. 10 minutes bullish. 30 minutes bullish. So with respect to momentum, the bulls are in control. With respect to options flow, the Mag 7 is bullish, giving a bit back now. The SPY was bearish, and then starting at 942, we had a dramatic recovery, and that's where people start. Ooh, interesting. Selling puts. Be careful on this pump, folks. Remember, there's a big difference between are we going up because people are bullish or is there a lack of bearishness? Right here, they're selling puts. They're not buying calls. People are seeing, if I had a guess, and this is just me guessing, they're not buying calls because they're still being mindful of the fact that there is the downside gap fill. But I do want to clarify, in the S&P 500, people are not being aggressive to the upside. They're just being very weak to the downside. I'm seeing put selling. I'm not seeing call buying. Of course, that can change, but I'm just letting you know right now, the data set is suggesting a lack of bullishness, but more so a lack of bearishness. And thus, on a relative basis, it seems bullish. Price is going up, but really it's just a bunch of put selling starting at 943. Has it changed our structure on the day? No, we're still just battling at the top of this right here. We're at 67. We're just battling it out. We're battling it out right at the top of the condor. Right here, call credit spread. It is the north side of the iron condor. There's about 17,000 call spreads sold at 6.860. That's the play. The protection leg is 6.5. It looks like it was spread a little bit farther at 70. So this is the watch. But I'm actually really happy I got out because I didn't realize the reason for the pump in the SPY was the put side. It'd be a completely different story if they were buying calls. A completely different story. And look at that. Price is already taking a hit, almost as if you should really be paying attention to this type of movement. So calm, cool, collected. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see if there's actually an opportunity we like. Honestly, that wouldn't have been the worst breakdown opportunity to try to take advantage of, just in case people start buying calls again. Matt, sheep. You're a sheep. No, your mom's a sheep. Did you see Trump will make announcement later today with Secretary of War, probably related to Venezuela? I got Indo shares. I didn't see that, but hey, I hope you make money on the play. I know the last time that we were told there's going to be like announcements and whatnot, it was kind of a nothing burger. So I don't necessarily think I would be a devout believer that this will be the end all be all. Of course, it might be some crazy announcement, but the last one was a bit boring. What else do we have? Are there a fight like Jake Paul? I watched the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight. You know, obviously Anthony Joshua at this moment in their careers, he's not just a better fighter, he's a much better fighter, and he's also larger. So he has more time dedicated to boxing. He is more that guy is huge. Isn't he 6'5", 6'6", 240? And he has a bigger reach, he has bigger size, he has bigger weight, and he has more training. No way was Jake Paul going to win, but he got into the ring anyway, and you have to give it to him. And obviously he has his jaw is broken in two places to show it. Now I understand he got a big payout for it. So the question is, would I take a $92 million payout, but I had to snap my jaw in two places? Yeah, I would probably do that, honestly. So What is he the best boxer? No, he's not the best boxer, but he's a phenomenal marketer, and his phenomenal marketing just made him in that alone $92 million. $92 million. I don't think there's many people in this world who wouldn't take that setup. You know, you're probably going to get your ass beat, but for $92 million, if you told me, Matt, $92 million, but we're going to snap your jaw, whatever. I'll spend $1 million on surgery, fix it up, and then I'd walk away with 91. Dude, who wouldn't do that? You know, like, whatever. I think many people would do it. So, I mean, I still, whatever. I had entertainment from it. I think it's actually really cool that he's giving such a platform to female boxers. I think he's helping the sport of female boxing. Hot take, I don't think he's actually as bad as the internet thinks he is. I think Logan Paul actually might be legitimately bad. I think Jake Paul has created this persona and he leans into it. But on a relative basis, I actually think Jake Paul is a bit more of a humble, reasonable human than Logan Paul is. Now, I'm saying that judging it off of a curated social media character, and I haven't met any, so really I'm casting judgment on a situation I know nothing about. But I actually don't think Jake Paul is like that bad of a dude. I think he has this character that he just knows how to make money off of it, and he just leans into it. But like I said, I don't know him, so whatever. This judgment could be 100% wrong. They could be horrible people. They could be great people. I've never met them, and there's a lot of people who try to make judgments of other humans without knowing anything about them. And remember, social media, folks, this is all a lie. This game of content, it's all a bullshit lie. It's all curated. None of it's real. It's all fake. It's I understand, like, in parasocial relationships, like, we try to make judgments, but folks, the internet's full of shit. Matt is the master of unbased takes. That sounds offensive, Tom. I thought we were MySpace friends, and if you keep going with that, you're not going to be in my top 8 anymore. You're not the real Santa. Tom, starts to sound like you're not my real friend. You mean you are not real? You know? Some say I'm just a figment of everyone else's imagination. Sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it does feel that way.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right. On my baby accounts, I'm attempting to play the snap of VWAP. I'm attempting to play the snap of 700. I'm risking the recent high. Honestly, my risk should be probably closer to 31. On the snap of, it's 85, 685. I'm watching this right here. Oops, I was wrong. Right here. I'm looking at this low at 946 this morning. If that were to snap right here, this low, I move my stop to break even and I ride it. We'll see. We'll see. What is this one? 25. I can actually move my risk down a little bit. So risking about 20 points, that's probably normal for me. And we'll see. It's just dancing around VWAP. Maybe this is a fake out breakdown. And if it is, I will just get out of the position and move on with my life. I'm about to get clocked. Just don't know the next bar. I was trying to play this trend, and it looks like the trend literally might be reversing. Knowing my luck, it's going to clock it and then vomit anyway. If I had to depict how my luck will play out in this situation, VWAP is 714. All right, keep that in mind. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, oh, mother. I got close. It almost clocked me. Yeah, this is about all VWAP. I don't know who's going to win, and there's no model in the world who can tell you who's going to win here. All I could tell you is it broke down. I thought maybe there would be a flush below 700. It seems like, well, maybe there still is a flush below 700. I don't know. All I can tell you is my risk is in control. If I get clocked, it's survivable. If it breaks in my way, I'll move my stop to break even and I'll move on with my life. Has TPT ever upgraded you to Pro Plus accounts? Yes, they asked me to upgrade because of my profits. Yep, that's normal. Looks like I'm going to get absurdly lucky. It almost clocked me. This never happens. It's a Christmas miracle. Generally, when it comes that close to my stop, it tags me, and then I just want to cry for the rest of the day. But I suppose that could still theoretically happen if we just bounce here. So we're not out of the crying territory quite yet, folks. We're not out of the crying territory quite yet. Have you guys ever seen a grown man cry? Like I said, honestly, at this point, even if it flushes 96, I might move it to break even right there. This is what I hate about the whole unrealized drawdown buffer thing. It just pisses me off to no end because it's not a thing you have to deal with in like your own actual funded account, but it's the rules of the road. I guess if you don't like it, you could go do something else. But the unrealized drawdown, that difference between your unrealized high and your realized high, and the fact that it's based on your unrealized. So if I go up 1,000 and then get knocked out for break even, I'm actually kind of fucked. Even though it's a break even trade, I did eat into $1,000 worth of my drawdown, which is very frustrating. You only have to deal with it for the first 2,000, 2,500, something like that. So after a certain point, you no longer have to deal with it. But in that first initial chapter, as you are dealing with it, it is a huge pain in the ass. It is a huge pain in the ass. So I'm looking for this snap of 96. Let's check out Bookmap. I see sellers up here at 719. I see the point of control at 700, and I see some buyers down here at that low right here, some sitting buy orders. So quite a few sell orders up here at 719. It looks like VWAP is 714. Oh, that player just dropped it. They dropped their sell order from 719 down to 710. So putting a little bit of sell side liquidity closer to the current price action. So interesting things to watch. We're at the POC. We have this big sell order. We're also at VWAP. So it's just an interesting area. Once again, no one can tell you which way this is going to break. So if it's a 50-50 shot, remember that just means keep your risk low and keeps your potential for reward high. That's how you win 50-50 games. And like I said, I'm sticking to my own rule. I just moved my stop to break even. So it broke that level. Actually, it's about to break that second level. And let's go. 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 All right. Should I just go for it today? Everything's about to get cracked. What is the downside gap fill? So the overnight session low is 632. And what is the gap fill here? 599. So if it does flush from here, I'm interested in this idea of 633 to 600. Do I just go for a straight up $2,000 win? 605. Do I just go for it today? Just like one day?
Order submitted.
Am I crazy enough to do that? Do I just leave this order in, take out the stop, and either say, hey, it's either hitting or it's not? That's kind of a degenerate way to handle it. So, okay, in most circumstances, I would leave the stop here and say it's a freebie trade. But as you're dealing with the unrealized buffer, this is a very unique case, and I want to clarify, you wouldn't do this with your own funded account, and you wouldn't do this with an account that has a large buffer already. In those cases, you leave the stop at break even, and you would make your downside risk basically nothing. What I'm considering today, because I have no buffer, I'm almost wondering,
order
do I
canceled.
pull this order and literally just leave this target and say, we're either meeting or we're not. So this is I cannot clarify this enough. This strategy that I'm doing right now, where I'm basically saying, hey, I'm swinging for it with no stop. This is only something you would potentially employ when you don't have buffer and the accounts are new. If you have your own funded account, you wouldn't do this. If you have a funded account with a buffer, you wouldn't be doing this. Of course, you'd be putting your stop at break even. But I am wondering, The other option I have is to aggressively trail it. And when I say aggressively, what I could do is look at all the recent swing highs on something like the 1 minute chart, the 500 tick chart. So right here's the swing high. I could always just put my stop at a swing high and play whatever the current trend is. And that way it's minimizing that delta difference between the realized high and the unrealized high. So that's another potential strategy. But it comes with risk. Honestly, developing a buffer is the hardest thing in these games. Like, that is by far, if you're trading these sim to funded accounts, getting a healthy buffer where you can use an actual trading strategy and you're not just getting destroyed by variance. That's the most difficult part of this game. By far the most difficult part of this game. What is this low? 72. So from a technical perspective, like I said, around 10 o'clock last night, we did have this low right here. You could see it is 32.25, 632.25. And then there's this gap from the overnight session on Friday. Actually, I should say just after market close, all the way down to 599. I put my trade in arbitrarily at a 100-point gain. I'm short at 706. My profit target is 605. Remember, 100 points trading an NQ contract is $2,000. So if this hits, it's a $2,000 gain on 5 accounts. That's $10,000 right there. At what point will you retire from streaming? I think there isn't a week that goes by that I don't think I should probably quit streaming. But then there's fun days when we get to hang out and everyone's making money and we're blasting some Christmas music and having a great old jolly time. So then those times suck me back into the vortex of content and streaming. So it depends. It's a day-to-day thing. It's a day-to-day situation. I really wonder if this is about to crack here. Remember, we're just looking at some downside gap fills, folks. Downside gap fill on SPX is 6840. That is the high from Friday. We are struggling at 60, which happens to be the call credit side of, let me zoom in a little bit here. It is right here. It is a huge position. At this point, it is, why isn't it telling me the size? Do I need to zoom out? 18.5 thousand contracts. Stability is coming back. When we started today, it was at 2%. It's up to 26. So stability is still relatively low, but that's also a 13x increase from where we saw it this morning. If you're just joining now, you need to be mindful of the fact that there's a giant call credit spread at 6,860, and there's a giant put credit spread at 6,800. Oh, what do I do? I don't know how I want to handle this position. I don't know if I just go for it today. Like, is this the trade of the day? Like, do I really believe that devoutly that we're going for the downside gap fill today? Oh, how do I want to handle this little mamma jamma, this bad mamma jamma? That is, I believe, currently the intraday low. So the blue horizontal line is the current regular trading hour, and we're bouncing. Are we going to get rejected at 700? This is where it gets dicey because I'm cutting into my unrealized drawdown. Even though the account is still green and the position's in profit, I'm technically eating into my unrealized drawdown, which is why, like, when you first start an account, that's the most difficult part. Brand new accounts are the most difficult because by definition, you have no buffer. You have the most minimal leeway possible. And that's what I'm dealing with on my fresh account. So even though it's green, I kind of hurt myself to the tune of $400. But we'll see. Sometimes you just get lucky. Sometimes you just get lucky. SPY just got a pop. Palantir's getting hit there. Tesla is getting walked down ever since 9:51. Mag 7 is taking a clear hit now. What happened there? Lots of call selling starting at 9:55, right before the turn of the 30-minute Orbo. Lots of call selling, quite a bit of put buying. Once again, that's with respect to the Mag 7. And let's switch this up and see what's going on the SPY. No one's really been buying calls. There's a little bit of call buying starting here at 10:15. Puts were getting sold and they're flat. We were bearish and then bullish and then bearish, and we're getting a little bit of a pop now. The Mag 7 is actually kind of getting its ass handed to it. It was very bullish starting at 9:52, and now we're kind of getting clocked here. This is an interesting setup. 5-minute is questionable, 10 minutes bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 4 hours bullish. 5-minute broke down, 10 minutes breaking down. We once again broke those Orbos. 30 minutes bullish, 4 hours bullish. A bit of a mismatch. This is by no means an A-plus setup, but I don't know. I'm just having one of those days where fuck it. We'll see how it goes. It's not much. It's not the most immense risk to me, I suppose. I don't want to blow out these 5 accounts again, but whatever. I have the 15 accounts that I'm milking for quite a bit of money, so we'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. We'll see. What is that? Yeah, it just keeps, we're not really deviating that far from VWAP / the POC, the point of control. Most volume's been traded at 700. VWAP is just above it. My short is in between. I have a short position in between the POC and VWAP. VWAP's up here at 713. The POC is 700 flat. So if we're below it, my short is 706. As long as we're below 706, I'm not sweating too much, but my life would be made far easier if, it's 1019 right now? At 1020, if we just nosedive down to the downside gap fills, get the downside gap fills, create a base, and then bounce off of it and rip for the remainder of the day. If I had a magic wizarding wand from the world of Harry Potter, that is what I would make my wand do. If I could make this market do something, I would take a quick dive from here, get the downside gap fill, clean up the charts, and move on with my life. But I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. It's not always the easiest to manage these. I'm like a little sketched out on chasing it to the upside because we don't have the downside gap fill. But if you look at momentum and options flow, we're across the board. Sometimes it's bullish, sometimes it's bearish. You just don't know. Now, one thing I could do, here's a crazy idea to share with you guys. I could always add to the position, and then to get that $2,000 or $3,000 target, I don't need it to go as far. I'm trading one contract. If I'm that confident in an immediate sell-off, I could always make it 3 or 4 or 5 contracts. And then at that point, I only needed to drop a fifth of the distance to make my money, which something to consider. Something to consider, team. Trex. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, dude, I could just add to this position. Bet you guys didn't think about that plan, did ya? Bet you guys didn't think about that plan, did ya? Horrible idea. Well, now I really want to do it because Trex is saying it's a horrible idea. Sean's on my side. Sean's like, now we're talking. Sean's like, this is what I came for. Sean, you're a man after my own heart. Sean knows what's up. I'm not talking to Trex today. I'm talking to Sean. Sean's on my side. And Joe said that's what he would do. All right. Is this the moment that we just prove Trex wrong? This is so stupid. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? What in tarnation? Oh, let me look at some of these charts. What do we have going on? What in tarnation? All right. We increased the position. Now, I wasn't so degenerate to get 5 of them, but I did get 3. So what do I have to get now? Now we only need it to go to 50.
Order submitted.
Think about how much money I just saved myself. Yeah, I hedged my short position by adding to it. It's a pretty advanced technique. A lot of you traders probably haven't heard about this before, but I ended up hedging the position by adding a shitload to it. Thank you. It's a hedge. It's a fantastic hedge. Thank you. I appreciate that. At least someone finally recognizes me for the genius that I am. I'm a proud lesbian. Well, good for you. I don't know if that necessarily has an impact on what I'm doing, but we'll see. I think this is genius. And my genius is about to be witnessed. Uh-oh. Why is it going against me? No, it's supposed to break below 700. Fuck. No. Do I need to add more? Is that my problem? The markets are punishing me for not having enough conviction. Shit. I'm being punished for not going big enough. Doesn't it have that vibe? 712. It feels like I am being punished for just like not having a high enough conviction on this one. Double down. You know, freedom options. It's probably one of the smartest things I've ever heard. Probably one of the smartest things I've ever heard. The issue is if this like ends up going against me at all, I'm just fucked. Oh, how do I want to?
Order filled.
All right. I added another. Fuck. Oops. Dude, this is spiraling pretty quickly. Why am I being so degenerate? Oh, I remember now. It's to prove to Trex that he's not my mom. It's to prove to Trex that he is, in fact, not my mom. Fuck. Maybe Trex is my mom. This doesn't have the best vibes right now. This is no longer reasonable trading. This is just me telling Trex he can't tell me what to do. We're not trading anymore. This is just me against Trex in here. And I will be proven right. Trex does not tell me what to do. Keep the faith. I have faith. I'm about to add. I'm fucking gonna double down on this shit. Trex is not my mom. This is the dumbest argument we're getting into. Literally, like it's only downside risk for me. Like he's risking nothing on this. Trex, you're about to be so fucking embarrassed. Everyone, when this hits, we're all going to be laughing at Trex. Pull out the magnets. That's what we need. Fucking Trex. He thinks he can tell me what to do. Trex thinks he he's so fucking tough.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Trex thinks he's so tough. He's not tough. He's not tough. Trex, dude, he's shaking. He's shaking in his boots right now. Fuck. Maybe I'm shaking in my boots. No, this is confidence. This, as long as I have confidence, this play will work. That's what trading is really about. It's how confident are you? You can't, the market is more afraid of you than you are of it. The market, in many ways, is similar to a snake you find on a hike. As long as you don't show it any fear, as long as you're calm, cool, collected, and you're showing it, hey, buddy, I'm in control here, you're going to be fine. Where people really get this game of trading wrong is they show a lot of fear. They let the market know that they are in fact fearful, and then it freaks the market out, and then they freak out, and both the market and the trader spiral in a state of fear. You got to just be calm. You just got to be in control. That's the real test to trading, a true test to trading. That's the same thing Jake Paul said. Well, we're about to find out. I will blow these 5 accounts out just to prove a point to Trex. This has nothing to do with trading or the markets or options flow. This is purely me showing my mental dominance over Trex. That's what's happening right here. He's trying to get lucky. This isn't luck. This was written in the stars. This was predestined. This is nothing but pure gravitas. Honestly, I don't even need to watch the markets, folks. This is going to hit. This is a Matt Kohrs guarantee. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. I'm joking. Don't listen to me. But I'm not joking when I'm saying I will be proving Trex wrong on this one. I will. I will be proven right. I will be. Agreed, man. Women shouldn't allow any of it anywhere. What are you talking about over there? What in the world is going on in that chat? What the fuck? All right. Seems like you guys are having a fun one. A fun Monday. No stop loss? Exactly. All gas, no brakes. Every once in a while, you have to put the chat in their place and show them what's up. Every once in a while, you have to show chat who's the dominant force. And this is one of those days. This is one of those days. Not trading. This isn't trading. This is just bravado. This is nothing but pure bravado. I'm actually going to feel really confident about this if it snaps 74, but it's taking for fucking ever to snap. It's taken forever to snap. Now, once again, if I were smart and not a dipshit, the stop would be at break even. Like, what's the point of taking on risk? But we're beyond that. A lot of you might be watching this, and Matt, why not lock in the $700 per account? Matt, why not lock in the $1,000 per account on the first day of trading? That's a lot of buffer. You're right. It is. This is stupid. Welcome to the show. No one ever marketed this as, oh, the smart Matt Kohrs show where we engage in the market in a proper way. No one's ever said that, dude. That's not the tagline of the show. Duh. John. Uh-oh. Trex. You shaking in your boots over there, Tonto? You shaking in your boots, Tonto? Uh-oh, Trex. Uh-oh, Trex. Trex. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for... Uh-oh, it's getting close. Look at that money. It's starting to stack up. Fuck. I'm actually beyond the buff. Dude, if this comes back to break even, I think I blow out because of the fucking unrealized rule. This is so stupid. I think it flashed above 2 or 2.5. So I've already maxed the buffer. If this comes back to break even, I lose these accounts. This is the dumbest fucking thing ever. There's like, actually, this is so stupid. Fuck. No. Just fall. Someone said add more. The only way to fix this is probably to add more. Come on, fucker. Don't bounce. No. It has to work. The market gods would never do this to me. They're on my side. No, market gods. Market gods sell part of the position. No, you don't. This is no longer smart trades. We're making a statement. We're ending the streaming calendar year on a statement. You guys are getting a little too comfy in chat. Sometimes we need to show you why I'm on this side of the camera. Someone call Santa, we need a Christmas miracle. I will be proven right. I will be proven right. Come on, brother. Nope, not feeling the best right here. Come on, get below 75. Not feeling the best about that pop. Below 75, I'm feeling good. Currently at 80. If we're chilling below 70, 75, I'm feeling good about it. Come on, brother. Don't be a higher low. Don't be a higher low. Fucking dude, I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm just imagining the entire chat laughing at Trex. Like I'm putting it out into the universe, and we're gonna get it back. The universe, you put something out in the universe gives it to you, and I'm just imagining this trade hitting, and then the entire chat just laughing at Trex, just fucking ruin his entire day. Ha ha ha! Trex is a loser. Ha ha ha! Trex was wrong. Like I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there, folks. The universe will respond in kind. It will respond. Come on, universe. Don't let me down. Don't let me down, universe. Fuck. Come on, universe. Just enough gumption, we can do this. Trex. Not cool, Matt. Just wait until the entire chat is just laughing at you. Here you go, Trex. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. No! No, son of a bitch. Trex, you're fuck. Trex. Ah! Get it. End him. And Trex. No, son of a bitch. Get him. Get Trex. End him.
Order failed.
Jesus prevails. Well, folks, now you learn why I am the fucking king of the jungle. Well, that's a bad day for Trex and a good day for me. 15K on day one of trading these accounts. So degenerate. R.I.P. Trex. Didn't question it for a second, brother. That one's for America. This is what the fucking American dream is built on. So fucking stupid. 3.2K on all those fresh funded accounts. Dude, the crazy thing is I'm now going to use this buffer to run these accounts up to a massive level. And just every day Trex sees these accounts growing, he's just going to get that much more embarrassed. It's probably going to cause him to spiral. I think we have now successfully created the foundation for Trex to have the worst 2026 possible. Every day he's coming in here. Every day he's going to come in here and he's just going to see those accounts getting more and more and more money. And he's going to know, I'm going to know, we're all going to know that money was not made. That buffer was not made from good, legitimate, realistic trading. It was made as a fuck you. So I'm going to dedicate every single payout from these 5 accounts to Trex, just to let him know what's what and who's who. Every single one of just those accounts. It's going to be dedicated to him because he's going to know deep in his soul that the foundation, that buffer foundation, only came as a fuck you to him. Love it. Love it, dude. How embarrassed. Dude, I think we literally just ruined his Christmas. I think we actually honestly just ruined his Christmas, and I love it. I'm happy we ruined it. Dude, hedging, yeah. I hedge by adding more contracts. That's folks, this is how you hedge. This is how everyone should be trading. When you're down on a trade and you don't have much buffer, just add to it. If not for Trex, Matt wouldn't have made $15,000. Yeah, spin it however you want, Trex, but we all know how it went down. You must be in shambles. Must be in absolute shambles. We're gonna have to do a wellness call. The guy's spiraling. He's already trying to bargain with it. He's already on the first stage of grief. Matt is drinking right now. I wish. I drank a little bit last night, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. But it was a great time. It was a great time. How much do you make on, or do you have to split? So per individual account, and you're allowed up to 20 per individual account, the first $25,000 is yours. So obviously the first $500,000 is yours, 25 times 20. And then after that, it's a 90-10 split where you keep 90%. What about the 30% consistency? I won't be able to take a payout until I hit 10K, but that's when I take payouts anyway. I try to build up the buffer. That's what I did on these other accounts, the large accounts. I didn't take the payout until I got up to 60K because of that, like exactly because of that, because life is easier when you have a buffer. So for me, the 30% consistency, I'll need just over $10,000 in profit, but that's what I target anyway. That's what I target anyway. Dude, this is honestly why I'm the best trader in the world. Like, the market makers fear me. Hedge funds are jealous of me. Like, this is, folks, you are actually witnessing greatness. And I just think everyone needs to be mindful of that you are actually just like in the presence of fucking, I am the Shohei Ohtani of trading. I am the Michael Jordan of trading. I am the Anthony Joshua to the Jake Paul of trading. Redoubled. You don't think I will? Oh, Freedom Options doesn't think I'll double down again? Oh, excuse me. I didn't know we had someone in here who thinks I might just stop at $3,000 per account. I didn't realize you guys think that I'm willing to just... You don't think I'll double down? You don't think I'll run this up to 6.4 today? Oh, I guess Freedom Options is seeing what happened to Trex, and he's thinking I won't do it again. He's thinking I won't slap on 10 contracts just to prove a point. Oh, Rocky Sellers telling me to not do it? All of a sudden, chat's getting real chatty. The peanut gallery over here is thinking I won't do it. Oh, Varian Sword. Matt, just stop. Oh, I didn't know my mom was in the audience. Oh, sorry. I didn't know my mom was tuning into today's show telling me what to do with my money. Oh, that's funny. I thought my mom was busy baking Christmas cookies for when I come home for the holidays. I didn't realize my mom was taking a break to tune into this stream to tell me what to do with my money. That's funny. I thought Mama Kohrs was busy right now. I didn't know she took a break to come into this show. Huh. Interesting. Mom. Wow. Chat's getting real fucking chatty over here. Matthew, don't do it. You're spiraling. Spiraling in a good way. If this is spiraling, sign me up, brother. Fucking you guys are just pushing my buttons. Your mom here. Don't do it. Hey, this is your mom. Don't do that. She wouldn't get it. My mom doesn't even trade NQ anymore. She trades ES. My mom, she trades the SPY. Do you think I could blow out all these profits in one day? All talk, no show? Oh, here we go. Here's a interesting chatty fucking Kathy's from the crowd. He's got no game. Your mom's got no game. We are bouncing off of 60 there. Wow. Mag 7 got clip. This might be the bottom of the day. Did we get the down? We got the downside gap fill. No, we didn't. Did we? No, we haven't gotten the downside gap fill on any. The Qs got close. And then all of a sudden, we're getting a pop now in the S&P 500 options. We have this higher low that is seemingly saving the market at the call credit spread. Remember, we're watching this top side of the Captain Condor at the moment at, wow, it's even bigger now, 19.8 thousand. Hell yeah, brother, blow it all up. You tease like a high school cheerleader, Matt. Well, fuck like one too, so what's your point? What a weird attack. You tease like were you teased a lot by high school cheerleaders? It feels like you have a fucking grudge against them. Jesus, they're just trying to elevate school spirit, brother. Feels like you have something you might want to work through. Sounds like you were picked on. Were you like rejected from your high school cheer squad? Feels like this is getting like deeply personal for this guy. Sounds like a guy who never got any in high school. Fuck, dude. Everyone's just picking on me. Everyone's just making fun of me. What's it, pick on Matt Day? Jesus Christ, you guys are being mean. I thought it was going to be a good month. You're probably just jealous about how much money I'm making. Fucking a lot of jealousy in chat today. It's not my fault you suck at trading. I try to tell you, I showed you my trades. I told you what I was doing. It's not my fault you suck at it. Lots of jealousy. Lots of jealousy. Folks, side note, but when I was prepping for the show today, I was watching a mini doc on YouTube about the Church of Scientology. Do you think I'd be good in that? Do you feel like I'd be like a quality ad to the Church of Scientology? I feel like I could get into it. I could just hang out with T. Cruz all the time. But I know we're getting like completely off the subject, but honestly, you guys are hurting my feelings a lot. So I thought we could maybe switch up the subject and talk about something where you guys stop picking on me all the fucking time. Be honest. Do you think I would do well in the Church of Scientology? That's my real question. Are you a Satanist? And yes, I don't think they believe in Satan. I think they believe in Xenu or some shit. I don't care about your money. The real question is, what kind of Christmas cookies is Mama Kohrs making this year? Dude, my mom makes chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. That's like her go-to, chocolate chip oatmeal. You aren't rich enough to join? Well, maybe if I trade a little bit better, I will be rich enough to join. Matt, is it Xenu? Is that the name of it? Make your own cult. All right, if I made a cult, what should we call it? Can we make a cult of trade? Should we make a trading cult? Like every cult's into their own weird thing, whether they're believing in some stupid fucking thing called Xenu or drinking poison Kool-Aid. What if we made a cult that's just only about trading? Like our God is the market gods. I agree, Matt. I think women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Also, Tom, you're going to get me banned here. Tom's like, yeah, no, Matt's completely right. We should get rid of suffrage. It's called ICT. Yeah, but his cult sucks. Should we make a competitive cult to ICT? The cult of Piper? Dude, I think, okay, guys, let's start this. Remember, in a brainstorming session, there's no bad ideas. So over our break, let's all get out our best ideas for the cult, and then we'll hit the ground running on Jan 1. On Jan 1. So I need all the ideas, all your good ideas. Take a second, think about it. Don't rush it. Think about what makes a cult good, what makes a cult bad. We got to come up with a cool saying. We got to have cool colors. We got to have cool garb. So let's really flesh this out. Let's take it seriously, and let's just Jan 1. We'll hit the ground running, and we'll officially get going with our own cult. Our own cult, and everyone's invited. It's just going to be a party. There's two things we care about in this cult: locking in tendies and crushing margaritas. But I don't even know if I love that. I don't know. These are just, there's nothing wrong in a brainstorming session. I'm just trying to come up with like cool sayings like, join the cult or you fucking suck. Also, his generative grammar is a freaking base. What are you talking about? I would say the way he deconstructs everything isn't the job of a postmodernist. Desubjectify? I don't even know half of these words that you're saying. First order, thou shalt full port account. I think we should actually start every single church session by making fun of Trex. Like I think we should just thank the market gods that we wake up every day not being Trex. Like, how sick is that? Like, if you think about it, how awesome is that? Like, I think we should start every single church session, which is when the market opens, and we should just give praise to the fact that we are not Trex. I think a lot of this world, the universe, you should give gratitude. You should be thankful for the things that are not in your control. And think about it. It's literally all of us in here can just be stoked that we're not Trex except for one person. No matter how bad your day is going, at least you could wake up and be like, you know what? At least I'm not fucking Trex. Like, think about how healthy that is. Every single day you're waking up, you're brushing your teeth, and you're like, well, no matter how today goes, at least I'm not fucking Trex. That feels like a good way to start a day, if you ask me. And once again, we're just brainstorming. None of this is finalized, but I think we're on the right path right now. You know, it feels like we're trending in the right direction. And then at some point, we're going to have to get the tax exemption from the government, from the IRS. So that's going to be good. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to figure out here, a lot to do. I'm staying on track. No, you're not. Spy's getting a pop. Mag 7, not so much. What got clipped here? The Mag 7, something at 1035 really got clapped. It was not AMD. It was not Apple. It was not Avago. It was not Microsoft. Dude, Meta was looking good, and then starting at 958, it's just getting shamacked. Netflix is actually recovering since 1020. Oh, Nvidia's the culprit right here. 1033. Someone sold longer dated calls with respect to Nvidia. Oracle, Palantir, weird hit and recovery. Tesla, same with Tesla. So, okay, Tesla, Palantir, and Nvidia all took a hit around the same time. Nvidia's kind of recovering. Palantir did pretty much recover. That might just be a weird roll position. And Tesla has not recovered. So something at 1035 got spooked on those three, just so you guys know. Do we have to become eunuchs to join this cult? We're not saying no to anything right now. Once again, we're just in the like brainstorming phase, you know? There's no bad suggestions at this point. So I just need you guys to take this seriously. I need you to think about it over break. And we'll move on from there. You know, we'll keep the best ideas and we'll go from there. Go from there. Dude, fuck Top Step. Who in this world is still be, like, why would you use it? I will be talking about our primary focus and top priority, which is stability, reliability, and trust. No one should trust this. They are dog shit. You are just asking to burn money. Absolute dog shit. Are we missing anything else here? What is this one? With the Santa Claus rally approaching next week, here's how major assets performed during the seasonal bullish time in the past 20 years. Stocks, Bitcoin, oil, gold, commodities, bonds, and the dollar. The most bullish one, gold, up 19 of the 20 past years. Golly, only missing in 2023. What happened in 2023 that everything was down? Interesting. Gold. So I guess for the people in here who are stoked on gold, that is a very impressive seasonal stat. So if you're long on gold, you might just want to hold it till 2026, at least according to basic odds. At least according to basic odds. This guy's a fucking twat. Are we missing anything else? I wonder if he's thinking about me. If these coins don't bounce, I'm so fucked. Dude, imagine being Trex today. Like, how embarrassed. We literally ruined his holiday. It's not even 11 a.m. and we've already ruined Trex's holiday. Chat, we did a good job today. Like, honestly, every so often, like, we come together for our one mutual overlap of fucking up Trex's holiday, and we did it. I'm so proud of you guys. Honestly, I'm so, like, we really did it. You know, with all that grit, perseverance, and training, none of us gave up, and we came together to ruin one guy's holiday. Good shit. Good shit, team. Proud of you. Proud of you. I don't say it enough, but I'm proud of you, chat. I should say it more often, but it's moments like this that really damn near brings a tear to my eye. That on this day in the internet, a group of digital internet friends can still come together to ruin someone else's day. It's awesome. It's beautiful. At least you didn't ban him again. He was never banned. Gonna be banned if we keep him. He's gonna ban himself if we keep embarrassing him like this. You rock the green and red every day. I don't know what we're talking about, but it sounds like you're complimenting. So I'll take it. I'll accept it. Just so you know, the current Apex deal, you have 2 more trading sessions. You have today and tomorrow. And I just wanted to call this out because tomorrow there's all those announcements at 8:30 and then there's another announcement at 10 a.m. So if you're looking to do the 50-50 strategy, you could use that code GOONY. But once again, basically you have a trading session and a half if you're trying to get Apex accounts yourself. And that's exactly what I've been doing over here. If you end up using like TPT or FFN or Tradeify, code GOONY is going to get you a discount on all of them. So if you're like, hey man, like how do I know I'm getting the best deal? On all the major firms, code GOONY will get it to you. I just wanted to specifically call out Apex because you have this session and tomorrow has those announcements. So if you're interested in the 50-50 strategy, maybe something to consider. Spy's improving. Mag 7 did get hit, but now slightly improving. Oh, dude, these guys are such fucking twats.
January 14th.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing a lot of that lately.
Oh, there you go.
This Coach Dakota is one of the biggest twats
there we go.
in the entire
Ray
space.
says, there you go. Look, there we go. What, Ray?
There we go. We got a little bid going.
Yes, we do.
They suck, dude. The 3 things that are guaranteed in this world: death, taxes, and Top Step being a complete piece of shit. Complete piece of shit. All right, what else do we have going on? Is there any? What time is Trump talking today? Someone was saying that he's doing a conference with the. Well, this doesn't seem right. Where's the schedule? What? Did they remove this website? Generally, White House schedule. Briefings and statements. Generally, when I search this, it's just, oh, what time is he talking today? December 20th. Am I losing my mind? Someone's saying 4:30. When I normally search White House schedule, it's the very first thing. I'm confused as to why it's not there. What is this one? The hell is this? This is for Obama? What is going on with the SEO over here? They're live all day to get their followers to overtrade too. Dude, they're pieces of shit for many, many reasons. Briefings and statements. I don't know. Someone saying 4:30. Remarks from President Trump. That was back. I don't know. Someone saying 4:30. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Sounds like that's when we're getting a little bit of a chit chat. A little chit chat. A little chit chat. What are we doing? SPY's trying to recover. We are, as of now at least, holding the 60 level. Life would have been easier if we got that downside gap fill to 6840, but it's actually showing a bit of strength right now. Look at that. We kissed the bottom right here. Didn't get the gap fill. Kissed that. That's where I basically took my profits, and now we're already bouncing back. We are already bouncing back. Oh, well, folks, that's kind of the end of it. Obviously, shout out to Public. If you haven't signed up for them ready, it is free to download, free to sign up. Use that link pinned to the top of chat because you're going to start out at a higher rebate tier. Reminder that the current Apex deal, you have this trading session and tomorrow as a trading session. So shout out to those guys. Whatever you end up doing today, just remember, it could always be worse. You could always be Trex. The plan later on is to post another update video for what to be looking for tomorrow. As I've been pitching you guys, there was 3 things I was looking for the market recovery into the end of the year. And thus far, the bulls seem to be dominant. Of course, it's a dynamic situation. You should be taking all these days in stride. But if you ask me right now, based on price structure, momentum, and options flow, the bulls are in control. So do whatever you want with that. So that's what I have for you. Update video coming out later on today. We have an evergreen video coming out around noon or maybe 1 today. So make sure you have your notifications on Rumble and also on the backup channel on YouTube. That's where that first video is going. So you'll get 2 more videos today. We're streaming once again tomorrow. And then most likely that's going to be the final stream for the year. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what the hell I'm doing in my life, to be completely honest. But I do appreciate you stopping by. I do appreciate the good vibes. And unlike how I traded, maybe be a little bit more risk cautious. You know, sometimes variance goes your way. You get lucky. That's what happened, but not a good way to always trade. But it is fun, obviously. That's what I have for you. Thanks for all the good vibes. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.